My name is Pete Gottschalk, content producer for Major League Baseball, and today I'm going to be going over some of the best sports edits that y'all sent me on my Instagram DMs. I put this request out like a week and a half ago. Finally, I'm getting around to filming it. I've got my coffee with my dog dad. Speak of the devil. Hey, buddy. So I'm going to be going over these videos. I'm going to be going over y'all shots, audio design, storytelling, composition, little tidbits here and there where I think you could improve the video or if it's amazing. Let's get into some of these edits. I'm gonna pick 5 out and we're gonna go over them. I'm sorry, I wish I could go over everyone's, but the video would be like an hour long. First up is gonna be Shaffer Broughton. I'm sorry if I butcher some of these names. And we're gonna be going over a baseball edit of his.
Tony calls.
See, I'm back on my.
All right, Shaffer, that was a very, very good baseball edit. In terms of the visuals, I loved them. I liked how you got some pregame shots. There's a lot of edits that get sent in here that don't have pregame shots, and I think it's good to establish that, which ties in with the story. Your white balance looked pretty good. The shots were in focus. The composition was good. You did a variety of tight shots, panning shots, Ronin shots too at the beginning, like I said. So your visuals there are very good. From a visual perspective, I think if you moved around a little bit during the game, that would probably aid in that, but I don't know what your access was like. That's like a case-to-case thing. You might not have been able to move from that photo well, but overall, it was great there. From an audio perspective, fantastic work. I can really see you're trying to kind of implement a lot of whooshes, pans, little transitions, and that stuff really goes neglected in a lot of these sports edits, especially from like younger videographers. Audio is very important. I think it really elevates. I've seen people on Twitter making edits with like 12 layers of sound. I'm not even there yet. A lot of people that I know aren't even there yet. That's insane. But yeah, great work on the audio and trying stuff. What do you think, buddy? He's so cute, man. I think where you could use some work, and I mean this in a constructive way, is just the storytelling, and it kind of ties in with audio. If you could find some audio of like the broadcast announcers prefacing the game, or implementing like broadcast calls on the home runs or the runs scored, adding that to the bat sounds that you made, the whooshes, the transitions, and like the low pass that you tried in the middle there would really aid in kind of helping the viewer, the audience understand the story of what is going on. Fantastic job. I think that would help maybe. But other than that, man, great job. And looking at your account, I cannot believe you're in high school. 15 years old is crazy to be making an edit like that, so cheers. That is insane. Thanks for sending that in. Next edit we're going to be going over is from Baby X Food, which is Danny Gerber, who used to work for us at MLB and moved on to St. Louis, sorry, I want to get this right, St. Louis City SC in MLS. Danny's stuff is really insane, and this edit is crazy. If you're going to make a soccer edit, this is how I would do it.
There's a bit of a chill in the air on a clear evening in Kansas City, Kansas, for a rivalry that might be the league's youngest. St. Louis City came 250 miles across Missouri and over the border into Kansas. Not just shop clouds of the team, but hundreds clad in red as well.
All right, guys, you've had a taste of what's outside. Your work has been done, all right? And now we just step up to the plate and perform, right? We do what we want to do, we compete how we know we can compete, and we know what we have to do. 3 points here today.
first edition of this wonderful rivalry in 2024, Sporting Kansas City and St. Louis City SC. Klaus, shallow away, this might work out. Oh, Toland might be in! Toland to tie the game! It's happened again to Kansas City! It's the rivals, St. Louis City! And Thomas Toland's first goal in red! Level in the final minute!
We've proven it over weeks. We are better than this. All right? So we take that on the chin.
That was an absolutely insane edit. If you are making a game recap, you know, a longer form one, that is how to do it. From a visual perspective, the shots were absolutely insane, and you had two shooters, as it said in the caption, I assume, is a colleague. Matching the colors sometimes in camera is very hard, but it's very important, especially when you have two shooters, and I didn't even notice that you had two shooters. From a storytelling perspective, I want all you young videographers to understand that is how you make something like that, including a kind of really gripping, transition-based, heavy social kind of thing at the beginning with the jets and the fighters, and that's a type of edit you see on social with like the cool transitions and the whooshes and the audios. It drew you in because it's a very familiar sequence and format on social, and then it went more into kind of, you know, the coach's words, pregame sound from the announcers, whatever it be, and then it goes into like builds into the whole story of the game. And by the end of this video, I'm like fully enthralled at what happens at the end of this game. Does St. Louis come back, or does it end in a draw, or do they lose? You don't know. So I was fully enthralled by the story there. Everything was great about that. You know, if you want to get really nitpicky, you can say put it in like a 4x5 on Instagram, but like that doesn't really matter for a long form, I don't think. So Danny, insane edit. Thanks for sending that in. It's a great example to show everyone on this channel and the younger videographers. Next video I'm going to go over is from Max Gutierrez, Max.Gutierrez702 with the Windy City Bulls. I believe it's a G League team.
I'm thinking more like a base. Stop playing on Dreamville. Great thing. Don't run this.
And he's gonna throw it down with the pray for me, guys gotta play for me. Me and them are not standing adjacently. Thirsty for the cloud, talking too brazenly. Bullet hit his mouth, at least he died tastefully. Good Lord has never forsaken me. In God I trust, so I get money faithfully, not just occasionally. Got to make cake every day like I work for a bakery. They get the clutching, you best get the ducking like 6th Avenue. That's dunking for Oregon. Money so long if I start in the south and then spread this shit out, it be touching like pork. But I still treat a ride through the hood like I hike through the woods. Got a stick that I take with me.
That was dope. Love the short kind of season recap. I don't know if you're like, that was a recap for them or yourself, but regardless, that was a great edit. From the visuals perspective, I'm gonna start there. Fantastic, Max. Your shots looked amazing. I know it's hard shooting in gyms like that. Smaller gyms especially, you know, where the lighting can be pretty dim. It's tough to shoot in, especially at a higher frame rate. You mixed up your focal lengths, which is one of the things that I really look for. I don't like when people just shoot on one focal length, be it like a 7200 whole video, don't like it. You mixed in a lot of like starting lineups wide. You shot from the concourse. You really mixed up your visuals, which I think is perfect for a video like that. The speed ramping was amazing. The pacing of the video was great. There were a lot of effects. Effects can often be tricky sometimes. I think they worked really well. They didn't distract from the video. They didn't take away. They certainly added to it. I think some of those effects were really cool. It helped me understand where they played at, some of the players on the team. Some of those effects showed that off, so good job there. Audio was great, as I've touched on in the first two edits here. I think implementing like a social style, hard audio, great sound design is really important nowadays. I think that's how, you know, it didn't really used to be like that. It used to be more announcers and simpler, but this now, like, people are getting crazy with their audio and matching it up with the effects, and that was a great example of it there. Where you could improve is maybe adding a little more story elements. I don't know what the purpose of this edit was. Obviously, I don't know if it was just a reel for you, which like doesn't really necessarily need to have a story, or a season recap for the Windy City Bulls. If it is a season recap for the Windy City Bulls, I'd like to see how they did. I'd like to see like an intro. Even if it is a reel for just you, I'd like to see some maybe marquee moments that you got throughout the season. If it's like a buzzer beater or a big play or something, like a call and implemented in there. So I could understand what type of season they had. That's getting a little nitpicky, obviously, but great job, Max. Killer video, killer edit. I loved it. The effects were awesome. Audio was awesome. Visuals were great. So appreciate you, man. Next video is gonna be from Forrest Roy. It's a 2022 reel, actually. And Forrest is like an inspiration of mine. This is his reel from 2022. If you want to get an idea of what a perfect reel looks like coming out of college.
Question that eats me alive that I haven't answered yet. How to tell a good story.
I might be better off without you. There's too many people around you. All these vultures that surround you. They don't know a thing about you.
Marcus Mariota is in. Falcons take the lead. Fields finds St. Brown, first down. Patterson splits it. Goodbye.
We are free, like renegades, like
With
James.
the 26th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Jermaine Johnson, linebacker, Florida State.
Herbert rolling right, throws, Edward, touchdown. Walker off, touchdown, it's picked off. What a play. Lorenzo Carter, deep three. Catherine Sandercock is dealer's right there. Spinning to the goal line. He's in for the touchdown. Caught. Touchdown. What a catch by Covenant. And Jalen Hawkins takes the interception.
That was an incredible edit, and the reason I put that in here is because it is a perfect example of what a demo reel or a reel should be. It has a great variety in what he shot that year, right? So you can send it to different types of jobs. You can send it to baseball teams, basketball teams, football teams. You can use it to get jobs outside of sports because, crucially, there is stuff in that reel from not just in sports, and I think that's important. There's a lot of things that working and shooting stuff that isn't related to sports will teach you as well. That's another thing about this video that I wanted to highlight. From the visual perspective, I think that one is just absolutely beautiful. I know Forrest is very big into colors and color grading. That's where he really inspires me. I envy how good he is at it. That video was purely beautiful. If you're a young videographer, really look at how Forrest colored that. You can reach out to him on Instagram, it's Forrest Roy. The goal of a demo reel like that should be able to showcase what you shot, your talent as a shooter, your talent as an editor, if you are doing like a little bit of storytelling as well. By putting himself in that video at the beginning and the end, it really kind of humanized it in a way, showed who he was, put a face to this talented project and shots and editing. So there's good audio design in there as well, included a lot of very clean calls, some audio effects as well. You had all different sports in there. There's really nothing to criticize about this one. If you are new to videography and you want to see what a perfect reel looks like, that is definitely one. Final video we're going to go over is from Hohn Visuals, Ethan Hohn. He works for the Lexington Sporting Club, which I believe is USL, and he has a game recap here.
Understand? Every step we do for each other today. Every step. Okay? Get control of the game. Okay? You have to win a fight. To get control, win the fight. Okay? We're all in this together. We work together. We ignore the referee. We get our own jobs done.
Saturday night in USL League One as we welcome you to Georgetown, Kentucky. Round 2 of the inaugural USL Jägermeister Cup. Lexington SC and Central Valley Fuego FC facing up at Toyota Stadium. Here's a chance down the middle, taken down right on the edge of the area. Let's see where this one is. And a red card has come out. Gavin Lancaster, 75 goals in his career with Lou City in USL Championship. Looking for one here. Oh, it's a beautiful strike. And it's in for Lancaster, who scores his second goal for Lexington in his first year with the club. Diouf fires the shot and curls it in. Montez Diouf. And Lexington is up 2-0 in the 22nd minute. Alexis Cerritos, the 23-year-old, trying to strike in this shootout against his former team. The approach and the score. Rosa Cromwell readying. The approach, the left-footed fire is in. We will go to a fourth round. Jorge Corrales, a chance to win it and secure Point number 2. Approaches, stutters, and scores! The hesitation drew the keeper down, and Jorge Corrales has secured the second point for Lexington SC in round 2 of the USL Jägermeister Cup here this evening.
Ethan, that was a great edit. I think you did a very good job of telling the story of that game. Visually, you did a fantastic job. I think working in the parameters of that stadium, considering the lighting, it's probably dim, I would imagine. I don't know what your lens situation is like either. One thing you did really well is showing off the fans. Pretty good crowd for a USL game. You did a really good job of showing that off. I think a lot of people neglect the fans in edits like this and social hype sports edits in general. Fans are such a crucial part to an experience of a game and the story of a game. Props to you on that one. I don't know what your lens situation is like. Mixing in some tighter shots would be cool, whether that's during warm-ups or getting close to fans would be cool. Really seeing the emotion on faces. I thought a lot of the shots were a little wider. Like I said, this is also dependent upon your lens situations. So other than that though, man, the white balance, everything, shots were really in focus. I don't know if there's like a way to implement or supplement your shots with a broadcast angle that might help. From an audio perspective, I think you did a great job. Very simple, putting those calls in there. One thing I would have liked to see you do is start the music during the pregame speech, I think, and maybe switch up the song in the middle. I know you had that pause during the penalty shootout and right when they scored and won. I think you could kind of start that audio sooner and maybe use 2 songs or an additional song. Other than that, man, I think you did a fantastic job of showing the story as a whole. I was really invested, like Danny's. I wanted to see the outcome of the game. Thank you for sending your video in. Appreciate all of y'all sending these videos in. I know I can't get to all of them. I'm gonna do a couple more of these reaction videos. I love doing them. I love seeing what you guys are making and how much better people are getting over time. Don't get discouraged if I didn't go over your video or haven't gone over it yet. I'll get to it at some point. Appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.